What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Now one of the main complaints people have about Geoguessr is that it's only in about 100 countries, meaning there's a whole other 90 countries which do not have Street View and are therefore not included. Well, this problem can be overcome by playing maps using unofficial coverage, and that's exactly what Geoguessr in 2069 is. It has high quality locations in 186 countries and 15 territories, and today I'm going to play NMPZ, see how high of a score I can get, see if I can build up a country streak. And here is the first location. Immediately noticing that we have Arabic around the place here, definitely appears that way to me. And we have a sectioned pole here, which is super interesting. Okay, my first thought here is that we might be in Iran. And apart from the French style pole, the main reason I'm saying that is because I can see a bunch of French cars in the distance. That's a Peugeot, that's a Renault. I know that they produce French cars in Iran. It's a country that has many ties to France. So I think that makes a lot of sense. If it's not Iran, I would expect it to be something nearby. But yeah, this definitely does feel Iranian to me. Can we get anything else here? I mean, we have a bit of English here. The Smart Chop is the name of this place. Interesting. It's like a shawarma place, or I don't exactly know. Pizza as well, I think. Not really sure what they're selling here, but Iran does make sense, I think, from everything I can see here. Obviously, it's a pretty plain location though, so I can't expect to get too close here. It's quite flat. It's hard to tell the climate at all here. I'm probably just going to go near Tehran here. Maybe Iraq or something like that could make a decent amount of sense here. Feels like it's probably a bigger town, but yeah, I'm just gonna go for that. And I was completely wrong. Yes, we were on the right latitude, but only 126 points here. And it makes sense, right? We had French infrastructure and yeah, Morocco, a country that I think a lot of French is spoken there. So it does make sense. Not too far from France itself. Let's see here how I could have got that correct next time. Obviously the buildings I'm not really too familiar with, but these don't really feel Turkish, to be fair. They're probably a bit too colorful for Iran in hindsight maybe, but yeah, definitely a difficult round. I could definitely say that. Would they have English like that in Iran? Probably not as well, I guess. Okay, next round here, let's see if we can improve on it. This immediately strikes me as Brazilian, although the road is a bit suspicious. In fact, the road does not look Brazilian at all. I mean, we've got big red mountains here. They look like the type you get like around the state of Minas Gerais, Espírito Santo in Brazil. But the way we have like this kind of pitch between the roads here, that feels very much more like Philippines, maybe Thailand, something like that. Myanmar, I guess, also possible here. I think that this is indeed Southeast Asia, but where is definitely not so easy. Normally you don't have such red soil in the Philippines, but there's still a high probability that it's actually there in my opinion. I don't know, just the way they've done the road looks so Filipino to me. So I think I'm just gonna go for that. You can see what they're building the road out of here as well. It's pretty dry for Philippine standards. Like it's got this plantation up on the hill, which almost also feels Brazilian. I'm struggling to interpret what exactly that is and why it's there. It definitely feels weird. I don't know, maybe Negros Island here. Could be something like that. You do get red soil there sometimes. I'm just gonna go for it here. And it was actually Vietnam. Okay, makes perfect sense, right? Red soil, so did look like this area. Indochina has a lot of red soil, but road did not quite feel like Thailand. And if it was going to be Thailand and that hilly, it would have to be north. Didn't really think of it. So yeah, Vietnam makes perfect sense. Just did not think of it as an option there, unfortunately. So not a great start. I'm normally a bit better at this map. This one, I would say clearly Japan, right? I mean, the architecture feels very Japanese. It feels like it's quite tropical though. Like the roof here looks like it is beaten down with rain a lot. So I guess we would have to consider maybe Taiwan as well, just because of how much rainfall this place appears to get. So maybe like a southern Japanese island or something here could make a decent amount of sense to me. I mean, could this be China? That's another good question. I don't really see anything to rule out China here. The buildings themselves, they do look Japanese. That's the thing. So yeah, just not really sure what to do here. That being said, is this a Chinese pole top? Maybe, because I'm struggling to reconcile it with like where this would be in Japan with that pole top. I don't know. Actually, nah, this is a Japanese guardrail. I'm confident then, and I would say that this should be some kind of a southern island. Maybe going all the way down here would be too much of a commitment, but I do like at least some island around here. I'm just gonna go for this and see. And okay, it was actually in Amami Island, so definitely not too far away there. A good result, I would say. And okay, here is the next panorama. Immediately like Japanese or Korean vibes here, I would say. The grate across the road kind of reminds me more of Korea. The road quality also probably a bit more Korean here. Is that language? I'm not sure what that would be. Could be Chinese as well, to be be fair. Let's consider that as well. Maybe the road would be a bit too poor quality for Korea. Normally they do have pretty nice roads in South Korea, and I don't think it's North Korea, right? Doesn't quite feel it. I don't think so. Like this feels like Western infrastructure to me. That leaves us between China and Korea. I don't know. The way these like rocks are like kind of, these stones are really rounded on the side of the road. I feel like I see that a lot in Korea. I think if it's not Korea, it's China, and I would definitely lean Korea here. So let's find out. And it was Korea. Very nice guess. And so we've built a bit of respect back on our names here. We're on a 2-country streak. Let's continue that. Okay, we got the French style poles again here. We got again the French style cars as well. That's or is that a Dutch actually? Okay. So we got Arabic again. This time maybe not Arabic though. Maybe actually Iranian or something. Farsi. Southeast Mountains there. Again, it's the French style poles that make me want to guess the exact same place again. But to be fair, this time it looks a lot more like, I would say, Turkey, which is what we want if we're guessing in Iran. But at the same time, this could be North Africa. Once again, it's kind of the same kind of 50-50 here, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe the fact that we have walls around everything would lean maybe more towards the African side. There's definitely a distinct Central Asian vibe about this with this wall. I could even see Azerbaijan here, actually. Southeast Mountains. I think Azerbaijan would normally be a bit greener, as we can see on the map. So I think I will go in Iran here, maybe towards Kurdistan here, just because it looks kind of Caucasus vibes to me. I don't know. We'll see about that. I'm going to go in, I'm just looking for something with the Southeast Mountain here. There's not really that many fantastic options. Let's go over here in Barka. No, there's nothing there. Let's go for here. That should be decent. Let's find out here. And okay, not so bad. This one actually was Iran. You have to say we ended off with a W there. We actually did get the right vibe finally in Iran. And I would say that was a good effort. Honestly, if I thought of Vietnam, maybe I could have gone for it. I was never getting this one, unfortunately. I just really thought that was Iran. So let's go back in again here. We're on a 3-country streak now. I would love to get a 10-country streak on this map. That would be a really fun goal to hit. This one, immediately seeing the oil palm here. Most common in Southeast Asia to be sure, but also common in West Africa and around the place, sometimes Latin America as well. This round is definitely difficult though. I think I got an Asian vibe off the road, and the hills and the vegetation, the rest of the round could definitely fit for that. But whereabouts is definitely not so easy. Maybe I thought of Malaysia here, maybe like Sarawak, Malaysia. Could even be Brunei for that matter. I could definitely see Brunei being an option here. Maybe it is Brunei actually. I kind of like that idea now. It's like, I don't even know what Brunei really looks like, but it looks kind of like Sarawak, and yet the road feels maybe a bit wrong for Malaysia. And I mean, maybe with East Mountains, it theoretically makes sense. We could be looking at these mountains over here. Oh, I don't even half mind it, guys. Okay, here's the other thing. I could definitely see this being West Africa. The vegetation is pretty fitting for what you might see in like southern Nigeria, Ghana on Geoguessr. So I'm covering my bases here. I think if I'm wrong, it's probably going to be there, but let's find out. And it was, yeah. It was actually Liberia there, right on the border with Guinea and Ivory Coast. So yeah, right kind of vibe. Exact right latitude once again here, or just about. So kind of funny. Okay, next one here. It looks like Amazon rainforest, right? We have a guy here. He could definitely be maybe more like an indigenous Amazonian man. I could see that. But just the architecture and mostly what we can see on the left side of the screen here looks very Amazonian. You can see that the land is being used up here to cut down the forest and plant other stuff or whatever. It definitely feels like it. I think if it's not, it's like Indonesia or something. But I just do get the strong Amazonian vibe here. I don't know. Tropical climates are quite hard to tell apart, I would say, across the world. But yeah, okay. I think I'm happy with it. Do we go like Acre here? Do we go Iquitos? No, it's clearly too hilly for those two ideas. So we have to be a little bit further out here. Maybe like towards Pucallpa in Peru, maybe east of the mountains in Ecuador. I don't know. The fact that the man might look a bit indigenous probably lean me towards like Peru here, or even Bolivia maybe. Wait, Bolivia, does it have hills out east of the Andes? I never even checked that. I think it's quite flat, right? Looks like it's quite flat. So yeah, I think I'll go Pucallpa here. Maybe I don't love it. I don't know. Could easily be Southeast Asia, but I'm going to send it here. And it was Cambodia, really? I thought if we were wrong, it's probably Indonesia, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Maybe, he did look quite Cambodian in hindsight, I suppose. There he is. Wow. Difficult round. I mean, that's a bit of a classic, right? Everyone always confuses Cambodia for like the Amazon in Brazil. So it does make sense to me, but we're on a double 0 pointer here. Oh no. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves here. Even before this one loads, it felt like Lebanon to me. Now that I actually see it, not so sure about that anymore. Now I think it's India. We got a bit of English here, and the format of the license plates looks very Indian to me. me. So maybe India, Pakistan here. What are we going to be looking at? This is Suzuki here. I feel like India is just covered in Suzukis. It feels like a major city to me, honestly. I would not be surprised if this was New Delhi. The pole here is metal though, which is a bit suspicious for India, I gotta say. We're driving left-hand side of the road, I believe. Yeah, it looks like it. By the way, these cars are parked. So I think I'll just go for New Delhi here. I don't really think I have anything better. It makes sense to me. So I'm just gonna go for it. Probably some major Indian city in the north here. And it was New Delhi. It definitely had New Delhi vibes there. So great result. Finally onto the points table of the second game. And we got a bit of a drier landscape here. I like that. You know what's interesting? We could be back in India here. This definitely feels like Himalaya kind of basin to me, like maybe Ladakh or maybe like Afghanistan or Tajikistan or Tibet or something like that. Okay, what do we actually want to do here though? I think probably the best bet is Afghanistan or Tajikistan here. Maybe northern Pakistan, India. Just the way that this feels very high altitude. It's dry, but it also feels quite cold and the mountains are obviously very tall here. Now this could be like Chile or something, but I didn't vibe it. I think the way this valley looks is not Chilean. I want to say at least. So I guess, yeah, I think we'll actually go up in Afghanistan here. Bit of a risky guess, but I think it is this area anyway. Oh man, have I had that round before on a previous video? Like, I haven't played this map in a couple of years, I think, but I think I've made that mistake before maybe. At least I mentioned it, guys. Okay, we got 3 0-pointers on this seed. All right, next one, Munster Point here. This architecture is so Nigerian. I struggle to see this being any other country, but maybe Benin and Togo or something have Nigerian architecture as well. To me, this just looks like it's gonna be somewhere near Lagos, honestly. Just the way it's very sandy, the banana plants and these houses. I'm just gonna go there. Munster Point, could it be findable? I doubt it. It's probably just the name of this little place, but it does sound like it's going to be right near the ocean, so let's at least guess there. I'm going to go actually in Lekki, which is this little land bridge over here thing, and this is a fancy area. It honestly does look like a fancy area. I'm going to guess in this gated community here. And okay, it was Port Harcourt. I did not know Port Harcourt could look so nice, but to be fair, the soil was a bit red tinged there. Yeah, this was a bit of a disaster seed, so we obviously have to go and redeem ourselves here. At least we start off this seed on a 1-country streak. And what have we got here? This is a difficult round. I think this is Africa, right? You see a guy here. He definitely could look African. Basketball court, interesting. Some kind of educational building or something here. I mean, the architecture style here almost looks South American, but the rest of the vibes of the round probably more African in my opinion here. I think these rounds are kind of just difficult in general, right? It's not like we're out on highways or anything where we're kind of on the back streets here, if I am allowed to cope a little bit. But where do I actually want to go here? I don't know. I feel like Central Africa could be probably my idea here. The chances of us getting the correct country are slim to none, in my opinion, on a round like this. Yeah, maybe somewhere with a bit of like a Portuguese or Spanish influence here with this architecture. I'm not sure because yeah, it did remind me of Latin America. So maybe like Angola. We could try Luanda. It feels like it should be more wet than that, but maybe Equatorial Guinea. Yeah, again, not really too keen on it. I think I'd prefer actually just to go Central African Republic, something around here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it. Let's see. Okay, not too bad. I did think of going DRC. Obviously, we're only 1 country over, but it's a lot further south. I think I could have vibed that more correctly, but if you zoom out, it doesn't look too bad, does it? Next one here. This one is easy. We've got the name of the place here, both in English or Latin script, and I would say in Tamil here. Looks like Tamil language to me. Tamil is characterized by being very round, but it also has a bunch of straight lines. Like, it's not so common in the surrounding languages to kind of have that combination of things. I'm very confident here. Now, the place name itself, probably not findable. That's okay though. I think we'll just guess in the center here. Didn't really want to go looking for it anyway. I think we'll just guess like kind of eastern here because it's quite flat, but also quite green. So let's get that here. And not too bad there. Was a little bit further down towards the coast, but yeah, not a bad guess at all. We'll definitely take that. We're on a 1-country streak once again here. Okay, what have we got? Okay, this feels immediately like Central American, potentially Caribbean. We got a front plate on the car here, so probably not Panama, though it looked like Panama to me. So maybe thinking like Costa Rica, Nicaragua, something like that. Okay, pole could definitely fit. Architecture, I would say fits. Honestly, it just looks like Panama. Oh, and that car doesn't have a front plate. So yeah, I think this looks sufficiently like Panama that I just want to guess there. To be fair, this house would be maybe a bit poor for Panama, but I don't know. Panamanian houses, they could definitely look like this, I think, as well. So I think we'll just kind of guess the middle of the country here. Yeah, let's find out. Oh my goodness. Getting the right town there is quite wild. That was definitely not on my bingo card to get a small town correct in this video, but I will take it. That's very nice. I couldn't claim there's too much skill to that region, yes, but I'm not going to complain. Okay, next one here. North Africa, I would say. Just based on the house, it looks very African, but it's also very sandy. Is that an orange number plate over there? Because if it is, then we have to be like right in the north stretches of Cameroon, right? Orange number plates found in Cameroon. I don't know. The Polux French influence, that feels very good. Cameroon, French-speaking country as well as English. Houses, they would feel fine. I mean, it just feels like this kind of slightly sub-Saharan section of Africa here. So it looks a bit like Senegal, but I don't know. Without that number plate, probably was thinking of maybe like a Burkina Faso, Southern Niger. I'm gonna give this a go though. Obviously, we have to. If we saw an orange number plate, I'm not about to pass up on a clue like that. So I'm gonna go in Doukoula and see how close I am. And not too bad. Oh man, wasn't that where I was clicked? Imagine getting 2 in a row like that. But we're on a 3 country streak here, so let's continue on. We can get a 20k here potentially. And the next round, ooh, wow, wait. I have an idea here. So San Yon and something Sodad. Okay. So my first thought here was that we were in one of these islands over here, Cabo Verde. They speak Portuguese, so it won't be San, but instead Sal. So Cabo Verde idea, unfortunately, is not correct, which is a problem because that's exactly where I wanted to guess. Is San maybe also just another word? I don't know. It just looks so much like what I've seen of Cabo Verde. Not that I've seen much. These huge cliffs sticking out of nowhere. Like, I'm just trying to look what the topography is like here. I mean, surely it makes a lot of sense, right? It's not super populated over here. They don't speak Spanish on any of these, so Sal, Santa Maria. Yeah, what about this? I mean, possible. Could be something like that. It really could be. Let's be logical here. If this is Spanish, which I think it is, where could this be with a landscape like this? Because I don't think it's the Canaries. It's a bit too rundown for the Canaries. The pavement also, I think, is a bit wrong. Architecture is pretty good for Portuguese colony, I think. I do think so. Anything else possible here? It's not one of these islands out here. I don't think so. So yeah, it would just leave us either like this is a crazy Canaries, which I just didn't recognize. Possible, I'll admit. Or I think I stick with this. I think I'll go right here in this town. Imagine we actually get the right, like, intersection. That would be too crazy. Oh, it's like a 3-way intersection, something like, I don't even see anything that's quite possible there, but you know, you can dream, right? What about back in the capital? We got to see these crazy mountains, right? Low key, maybe this is better. Well, you guys have heard my thought process here. I want to trust this Spanish, but I just don't. I'm going here. Oh my goodness, guys. That's a crazy guess, no? Okay, we actually redeemed ourselves on this seed and we got 20k. Oh! On the dot, we needed a guess that good. Oh my gosh, man. That is so beautiful. But I really don't want to end this video on a 4 country streak. So we'll go until we lose the country here. This looks like Mexico. Mexican poles, I would say. Ooh, we got like a coconut palm here, which is interesting. Whereabouts in Mexico? Not so simple, I would say. Doesn't lean all the way north, that's for sure. I'm thinking of just like a southern Jalisco here. I would normally like to see more in the way of like red brick houses for southern Jalisco probably, but I don't know. Feels like it could be that area. And it was southern Jalisco. Gosh, did I just turn up, guys? I'm actually turning up right now. This is insane. Oh my gosh. Why is tropics so difficult? Okay, let's be objective here. We have what I would describe as Indonesian looking houses, but not quite. It's really throwing me. White brick use a lot here. I don't even know, guys. Like, what is even going on here? Is this West Africa again? We have a lot of oil palms. Not really planted in a very organized way. I don't know. I just don't think I can believe that this house would be in Indonesia. Like, it's just not quite right. So I will turn my attention to Africa here begrudgingly because there are so many options in Africa. Doesn't really seem too achievable for me to get the country correct here. We saw Sierra Leone before, did we not? Right on the border with Guinea. And it looks similar to this, to be fair. So I'm thinking maybe why don't we just chuck in a Guinea here? You know what I'm saying? Guessing Can. Shout outs to Can. I don't know. I think like this wall here and the wall in the background we can see does look pretty West African. And, you know, if we got Guinea correct, that would be kind of goated. So yeah, I don't see a better idea here. And it was just Nigeria, really. Just in Enugu. Oh my gosh. It just goes to show how much car matter matters in Africa. I mean, obviously West Africa made sense, but I mean, this house did not feel Nigerian to me. Maybe out in that eastern part of Nigeria, you get this architecture more. It wasn't like the other Nigeria round we had, which was very typical Nigeria. Anyway, that is it for the video. I mean, what a crazy end to it there, guys. I really started to pick up the pace on this map. Hope you all enjoyed the video regardless, and I will see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.